Okay, so the one arm pull-up. An elite level calisthenic skill, looks absolutely awesome and is very hard to achieve, yet very rewarding. Now, having been someone that has pretty much built a channel around the one arm pull-up as of now, tons of videos about it, you might be quite surprised to see the title of this video, right? Like, why you should not pursue the one arm pull-up. Isn't the entire point of the playlist I've built up of 10 plus videos now to actually achieve it? Yes, but actually no. And here's my point. With a lot of training, at least in calisthenics, sure, you're always working towards a particular goal, a particular progression, right? You want to get to a certain point. Unless you're doing grind style calisthenics, pull-ups, push-ups, dips, and adding weights and just doing those, and you're actually chasing skills, the goal is most of the time to get the skills. But lately, I sort of got into a different way of thinking, not of just the skills aren't valuable or you don't want to pursue the skills. And I'm not saying this as a pessimistic way of, oh, I can't achieve it.
You bully me. You fucking bitch. You bully me.
Because things are going good and training is going well, and I have achieved it for a good couple of reps.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you
We don't care.
But just because you might not have achieved the one arm pull up, or just because you don't achieve it, who knows? Some people might not achieve it ever. You know, there will be people that try it and they don't achieve it ever because they stop training and they never get into it again, or maybe it's just not something that they are willing to sacrifice enough for, right? Regardless, this video is sort of to shed light on the fact that even though you might not achieve a particular move, this pertains, I guess, to the one arm pull up, of course, but just generally as well, and even if you don't achieve the move itself, I still believe the training is valuable, and that can go for a lot of things. Often in calisthenics, there's great training to get to particular skills. Sure, we all want the skills, but they come with time. People today are quite impatient, I'd say, right? We always are looking for the quick fix, how to get abs in a week, how to build a business and earn money quickly, all of these things centered around how to do things and get results quickly. Very few are willing to stick with the thing for a long period of time, possibly without seeing many results before they actually start seeing some return on investment. But my point is that whether you gain the skill or not, whether you fully get to the end or, get to the starting point of your further journey, the training can still be very valuable. I mean, one good example I have of this for the one arm pull up specifically is in climbing, right? If you do a lot of the training, at least if you do certain of the things that I've recommended, or you share some of the similar beliefs that, for example, isometric holds are a great exercise for building one arm pull up strength, and you've tried that and you notice that you're better at isometric holds. For example, for me, I couldn't really properly hang from one arm, yet alone hang in a 90-degree position or lock off position or any of these crazy one arm positions before, right? Static holds with one arm is actually really impressive in and of itself. And of course you adapt, you get stronger, you get better at them, and the goal always sort of pushes a bit in front. It's always ahead of you. As people say when it comes to just getting a pump in the gym, you're always chasing the pump version of you, right? So when you start out in the gym and you get that pump, in a few months you might look exactly like your pump would look a few months back, just without having a pump at all, without lifting any weight, currently having a lot of blood flow to those muscles. But when you then, at that stage, get a pump, that will be even larger, right? And you're always chasing the next pump, right? That's sort of the joke.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
But there's some truth to that, right? There's actually a lot of truth to that. And similar thing in calisthenics. If you can do a handstand for a minute, you're not chasing how to do the handstand for 30 seconds or a minute. You're chasing how to do the handstand for 2 minutes or how to do a handstand push-up, right? All of these progressions. And they're a great way to keep us, not necessarily honest, but to keep ourselves a bit strict, right? These ambitions drive us forwards, and they're a good driving factor for keeping on building that strength, build that muscle, whatever it might be that you're pursuing at the moment. But this small video is just to highlight that there's value in the journey itself. Even if you don't get fully to the end, at least on some skills, maybe you get some, but others you're a bit more impatient with, or it just doesn't seem like it's in the cards for you to achieve that skill. I'd say it's a good mindset to have, to think that the training in and of itself is actually very beneficial. Think about one arm pull-up training. If you get good at iso holding with a single arm, that will help you a lot just generally in your climbing. If you do climbing, for example. If you don't do climbing, might want to try it. But then you'll experience, for example, oh shit, certain moves are a lot easier because I can hang on one arm, at least partially, whilst kind of resting the other one and going up for the rest of the route. So it's all of these small benefits that come with it. Not to mention other aspects of sports such as freestyle, calisthenics, parkour, where you'd have to do, for example, a climb up, right? Be able to hold yourself in this sort of half muscle up position on the wall before eventually getting on top of it and doing the climb up. So there are a lot of aspects of training, a lot of aspects of being functional and being well trained, where skill training in and of itself can be valuable with or without that skill having been unlocked. And also it's a nice way to look at it in terms of motivating yourself a bit and keeping that spark going for maybe sticking out a bit longer until you might get to that skill. Right, some of the skills that we're pursuing in calisthenics, you know, it takes months, like realistically it takes years to get to, right? And it depends also what your type is. Like I'm quite good at pull strength, like I'm quite strong in like the pulling motions, but push I'm very weak comparatively, right? So for me, like the one arm pull up might not be the longest journey ever, although my patience has definitely been tested at times. Whereas something like the planche push up, the handstand push up, these things that I've not really looked too much into, at least intuitively, they would seem a long, long way from me currently. It would seem like they're a lot further away. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. My point is that we all have different inclinations, and sometimes it's hard to stick with a skill for a long time, because that's eventually what calisthenics is a lot about. To be able to stick with it before eventually seeing, oh shit, there are a few results. And sometimes you plateau, sometimes it goes really fast, sometimes it goes really slow, but that's the name of the game. So I hope that this video sort of just shed a bit of light that skill training can be very valuable whether you achieve the skill or you don't. Obviously it's cool to get the skill, and the skill of itself can be quite good and functional, can be quite useful, just that skill, and then you obviously need that skill to achieve that level of usefulness or that particular use case. But generally, the training up to it can be very valuable in and of itself. So yeah, with that said, if you want to pursue the one arm pull up, as I said, I do have a full playlist now, or I'm building up on it each and every month, but yeah, I have a playlist of videos on exercises I've tested out for the one arm pull up. If you still have exercises that I haven't tested out, please comment them down below. I'd love to sort of get a full comprehensive each type of exercise that's commonly associated with one arm pull up training that I've sort of tested it out for a few sessions and have a few words to share with them, so that people that are new to one arm pull up training can have some type of pathway or some type of guidance.
I got you, homie.
I mean, elite level skill, right? It's not the easiest to achieve. So yeah, if you have any ideas for that, let me know in the comments down below. As I said, yeah, I have a playlist, so that will pop up on the screen in a second. And yeah, isometric holds, I've mentioned them a few times. It's probably been one of the best exercises, if not the best strength build I've used for the one arm pull up. So consider checking out that video right there. And yeah, without any further ado, thanks for watching. And as always, remember to keep on training, train what you love. And I'll catch you in the next one. See ya, guys.
He's beginning to believe.
Okay.